till the date in GST. That is a, you know, indirect tax which we are learning. So what all we have studied, can anyone be able to help me out with the things of deliberation which took place in our regular lecture? So actually we have seen that we have studied direct tax in last semester. We have seen in a country like India, or particularly in India, we have indirect tax system also, which has been uh, revised and reframed in 2017 with a different act known as GST, CGST Act, SGST Act, UTGST Act, IGST Act, which is a revolution in indirect tax regime as far as Indian economy is concerned. First, we got to know that country like India, where there is heterogeneity of population, we need to have this kind of tax system, direct and indirect tax, so that we can have a broader prospect. You know, large number of population could be a part of this taxation system. They should come and under tax bracket, they should pay the tax, etc., etc. Thank you, Santosh. It would have been better if you have been like earlier, with the video mode and you used to interact properly. Yes, there were different type of indirect taxes, and then finally we also got to know whosoever is going to respond, definitely they are very interactive student of this class, and it is going to help them only. Then we have also seen why basically the GST has came into existence. We have seen what was the lacuna of previous indirect tax system in India, whereby the taxpayer used to shift their burden. I mean, suppose it would have been imposed on manufacturer, they can shift the burden to wholesaler can shift the burden to retailer, and likewise the things were there. Finally, it was shifted to consumer. Today also it is the same, but they cannot say that. Everyone has to pay their tax, their part, and I think you have seen with a very good example of GST having output tax and input tax credit concept, whereby through input tax credit you are going to avail the benefit, you are going to get the tax credit. Okay, in that context, we have seen that it is very, very good for government, for people at large, because there is no cascading effect and so many other advantage of GST, and they are performing very well. The revenue collection through GST is also very high. So in all aspects, we found the GST is much better uh, option for the government. Yes, on the supply. Okay, that is why we have seen now there is a definition of supply which is very vital and very important as far as GST is concerned, because even services could have been incorporated here as far as concept of supply or definition of supply is concerned. Then thereby we have also seen one very important concept, which was inter and intra, if I'm not wrong. And Santosh has very rightly stated, interstate and intrastate. We have also seen with an example of our own college activity. There are certain activities, there are certain events, there are certain competitions which are in the nature of intra-college, and there are certain competition which are in the nature of inter-college. So when we talk about intra, within a college, between two, three departments, or all the department can compete and there could be a winner. When we talk about inter-college, between two different colleges. So we are going beyond the boundary of college. So similarly, that same concept, if you will apply in your GST concept, so within the state, if there is a transaction, if there is a supply of goods and service, as Sanovar has rightly stated, it will be intra-state supply of goods or services. And between two states, if it is happening, then it is interstate supply of goods and services. We have faced this time that MCQ type of question. Now let us see. I had a few questions for you all, and let us test the knowledge of yours. So we have seen our syllabus. We have seen how the different sections used to be a part of our syllabus. We have seen the GST, everything. We were till here and we were there in this particular slide. Okay. So now let us have few practice sessions. So the first question is, GST is direct tax, indirect tax, property tax, none of above. What is your answer? Thank you, Mittal, Payal, Sanovar, Santosh, Krishna, Sanya, Akshata, oh sorry, Asta, Priya. Okay, very good. Next question. IGST is applicable on intrastate, interstate, supply within same union territory, supply within same. See, if you will refer this, you will get to know. Okay, from the same slide I am asking the question. If it is interstate, which kind of tax is applicable? Which kind of taxation system? And please keep these things for your practice. Keep it in your notebook. It's just not only I am asking the question and you are forgetting after the session. It should not happen. So once again, thank you Piyush, Gopika, Priya, Asta, Nitesh, Pratik, Sanovar for the right answer. Then we have the next question for you all. CGST is applicable on. So let me finish this entire slide. That will be more appropriate. So if there is intra-state transaction within the state, okay, within the state, keep in mind, then if the state is normal state, SGST and CGST will be applicable. If it is union territory, then UTGST and CGST will be applicable. But if the transaction is between two states, okay, then IGST will be applicable. So I will go theory and practical together so that your learning of GST will be more effective, more fruitful, and there will be good interaction among students as far as learning of GST is concerned. So if it is interstate transaction, IGST will be applicable. Okay, there won't be any change, as we have stated. There won't be any cascading effect, even though it is between two states. And earlier there was huge difference. Earlier for interstate transaction there was Central Sales Tax Act 1956 which was applicable, and the CST rate was only 2%, only 2%. And if the transaction would have been intra-state, within the state, then MVAT used to be applicable, and the MVAT rate was minimum 12.5%. So try to understand for a businessman, if you are, I mean, talking about the previous scenario, huh? So with these example, you can understand how GST is so very important for a country like India, and how they are far better than previous indirect tax regime. So suppose if I'm a manufacturer, I am producing a goods in Mumbai, and I used to sell to Pune. So suppose the goods cost was 100 rupees, so they could have able to sell it at 112 rupees 50 paisa minimum with the tax. But same goods, if I am selling to Vapi and Valsad, which is in neighboring state, another state, so then my selling cost would be, selling price would be 102 rupees, because CST rate was 2%, whereas local tax rate was 12.5%. Okay, I'm talking about minimum. CST for across nation, it was constant rate, may be any state. So what used to happen? The manufacturer used to produce in one state. They used to spend on octroi or transportation, and then they used to sell the product into another state. Why? Because of different kind of tax rate, and they used to save tax. They wanted to save tax. Likewise, but now, as far as this regime is concerned, as far as GST is concerned, whether you are selling in the state or outside state, the total tax and the total selling price will never change. So, if you are selling between two states, it will be IGST, it will be ad hoc amount, full amount will be chargeable to you. And if you are selling within the state, then that has to be segregated in two parts, state as well as central. So SGST will be charged, and equal amount of CGST will be charged. So suppose if it is 18%, it will be divided as 9%, 9%. If it is 28%, it will be divided as 14%, 14%. If it is 10%, it will be divided as 5%, 5%, likewise. So equal contribution, equal amount of tax will be charged by state government and central government. This is the current scenario of charging the tax on any kind of goods and services. Rather, we can talk it as supply, any supply. This kind of tax will be applicable. Now let us go to the next question. So I believe now it will be a fair kind of assessment. You will be in a position to answer the questions effectively. So we were there on question number 3. So before going to question number 3, let me ask once again from all of you, few basic questions. If suppose the transaction or the supply is within the territory of state, whether it will be counted or considered as inter or intra, within the territory of state, inter or intra. Superb, very good. Now I am finding, yes, I am teaching to A1 division. So you are connected now. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you everyone. Pooja, Krishna, Mitesh, Astha, Sanovar, Kajal, Gopika, very good. And if suppose the transaction, I mean the supply of goods and services between two states, or suppose within a union territory, if it is within the union territory, say for example, there are many union territories, Pondicherry, Dadar Nagar Haveli, Diu Daman. Then also it will be intra-state. Then also intra-state. Only the difference will be the nomenclature of tax. So if there is intra-state, what kind of tax will be charged? If the transaction, if the supply is intra-state, what kind of taxation will be charged? Intra I'm talking about. Gopika is wrong answer. Yes. Yeah. CGST and SGST. Yes. And if it is union territory, then UTGST and CGST. Thank you, Parth, Sanovar, Kajal. Everyone is getting me right answer. Mittal, Tanya. Krishna, Mitesh, Priya. Okay. If the transaction or the supply between two states, okay, between two states, what kind of tax will be charged? IGST will be charged, and it will be known as interstate supply. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Thank you, everyone. Pooja. Now I'm finding more student is participating for this. Very good. Superb. A1 division. Now let us go to the question part. Okay. So we had this question in our discussion. GST has been done. IGST also you have given right answer. Now the third question. CGST is applicable on intrastate, interstate, supply between two union territories or import. Yes, Rutuja, Santosh, Krishna, Payal, Priya, all are right. Very correct. Next, SGST is applicable only on SGST is applicable on intrastate, interstate, supply between two different union territories or import. Yes, Krishna, Gopika, Sanovar, Santosh, Parth. Very good. Kajal, Ashish. Very good. Okay. Next. UTGST is applicable. So it shows that we all are on the right track. You all are getting me the right answer. UTGST is applicable on supply within same union territory having own act. Interstate supply, supply between two union territories, supply within same union territory not having own act. Super. So again, Ekta, Mittal, Sanovar, oh my God. Super, very good. Parth, Pratik, Gopika. Okay, very good, very good. If the goods is supplied from Chandigarh to Delhi, I think this kind of things we have asked. We had a deliberation and discussion during last session also, and I told you in GST we need not have to only very much tax savvy. We are not only knowing the act different section, but also geographically also we should be very sound. Then only particularly even in direct tax also you have seen when we had a concept of resident, non-resident, etc., etc. So geographical knowledge, territory knowledge is very important, because accordingly you can apply the tax, accordingly tax could be charged, accordingly different tax could be applicable. so on and so forth. So it's very important that we should know the geography. Yes. Now I'm getting the answer. Wait, let me ask the question. If the goods is supplied from Chandigarh to Delhi, Chandigarh to Delhi, is applicable what? CGST, IGST, SGST, UT, GST. Pratik, Astha, Ashish, Sanya, Sanovar, Priya, Gopika, Mittal, all have given me correct answer. Kajal, Krishna, thank you for your participation. Okay, now again we will have, if the goods supply within Lakshadweep, dash kind of tax will be applicable. IGST, CGST, SGST, CGST, UTGST, CGST, IGST. Once again, Sanovar, Mittal, this, I am finding only these crowd who are answering properly. But only the number is increasing. Very good. Parth, Gopika, Sanovar, Mitesh, Asta, Payal. Now Payal started answering. He used to answer very good even in last semester. Pooja, Santosh, Ashish, Sanovar, Kajal, Krishna, Rutuja. Very good. Yes. Lakshadweep, why you are stating answer is C? Can anybody tell me why you are saying the answer will be C for this question? Yes. Thank you, Parth. Because Lakshadweep is Union Territory. Thank you, Sanovar. So that is why I told you your fundamental of the geography is very, very important. Thank you, Pooja. Good. Very good. But if the goods is supplied within Delhi, within Delhi, very correct, very correct. Super. So I hope now you must be enjoying learning GST. Yes or no? Are you enjoying learning GST or not? Thank you, Kajal, Sanovar, Gopika. Yes, this is how we have to blend. Okay. Few this thing, few that things. Okay. So we will take another next round of this question and answer after one or two definition. Again we will come here. Again we will go there. So what will happen? Slowly and gradually, our grip regarding this subject will be better, and we will have the blended learning of theory and objective theory and practical, which will be very effective for you all. Now, as far as definition is concerned, we are going to have total 14 definition in our syllabus. Okay, why I have done all this? Because that will give you a clear picture, and majority of the definition are the definition which you have learned earlier. Okay, majority of the definition are the definition which you have learned earlier. Say for example, so there are 5 lengthy and 9 short definitions. But here only the subsection will change, concepts will change, rest will be as it is. So the 5 lengthy definition is business. I hope you must have learned this definition in Sale of Goods Act. Okay. Consideration, you must have learned this definition in Contract Act. India, you have not seen. Person, you must have seen this definition in, tell me person, which act? Chalo, be quick. Person. Under which act we have seen the definition of person? Like business, we have seen in Sale of Goods Act. Consideration, we have seen in, uh, I mean, Contract Act. Similarly, person, definition of person. Yes. Are last semester only we have seen there. Yes or no? Income Tax Act. इनकम टैक्स एक्ट में लास्ट टाइम में डेफिनेशन नहीं था सेमेस्टर 5 में डेफिनेशन ऑफ पर्सन इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 1961 person includes similar kind of definition you will find here and recipient very important definition. So there are only 2 new definitions which you have not learned earlier and there will be 9 definitions, short definition. Okay, these are the 9 which we are going to learn. So many a times you will find the definitions are common. So today's assignment will be you just write down this definition. Okay, you'll understand little bit. When we will have another deliberation in the upcoming lectures, you'll understand it in very depth and it will be easier for you to reproduce, remember, recollect during exam, before exam, after exam, etc., etc. Okay, so we will have blended learning. We will have the definition also. I will give you, of course, the definition, but not today. And then slowly and gradually we have this kind of discussion also. In between, I will ask you questions on the things which has been discussed and taught to you during the regular session. I feel that will be much better way of learning the things on a very effective manner and which will also assist us to get an idea, appropriate idea, okay, how to go about, making our own material for GST, okay. So we had question number 8. If the goods are supplied within Delhi, you had given me the answer. The next page we will be starting during next lecture. Once again, it is my request that you should have the syllabus with you. You should always compare the syllabus. Things are moving. See, this all definition is a part and parcel of our syllabus, which were just now there on your slide. We were talking about and how effectively I have segregated, which are lengthy definition, which are small definitions, because it will be easier for all of us to remember, recollect, reproduce as and when it is required. One another things what I have told you that day, had you verified any kind and had you found any kind of bill or receipt whereby you paid GST but there were no GST number? चेक किया आप लोगों ने? So try to get it. You will get 100%. Don't know if you are coming across, you are get to know, please update me. Okay, and in future, never pay if there is no GST number. And if you want to verify also, many a times they are writing wrong GST number. So you always verify. You'll put that GST number, that company's name should come. Okay. Most of the time it will, this kind of things will happen when there is, cash payment. If you use any kind of electronic payment, then it is difficult for them to have such kind of manipulations. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's meet for the next lecture. Probably on Saturday we have next lecture. Am I right? Till then, kindly complete your assignment, study well, be at home, be safe. Thank you.